Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I apologize for the delay. Technology is still smarter than me. So are my kids. So I just want to go ahead and welcome everybody tonight. We just really wanted to take 20-25 minutes to share truly from our hearts, because for Sara and I, this is very much our day-to-day. And so I'll start with who I am, and I also want to introduce Sara Kolb, who's on the call. Sara has been my son's occupational therapist for a few years, and that is how I met her. I have a son who is on the autism spectrum. I have two sons that have ADHD, so we kind of have the trifecta at our house. There's just two of the kids, so you do the math on that. No one can pay attention to anything at our house. It's like herding squirrels. So, you know, that being said, I really feel like it's a blessing that Juice Plus and really the value of nutrition came into my life 12 years ago. So 12 years ago, I was a brand new stay-at-home mom to my amazing son, Max, and my friend Dana shared Juice Plus with me. She said, you know, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I said, you know, if they can really put fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I am pretty sure that I need that. And I felt that way because, you guys, I had just had a baby. I was fat and exhausted. Who can relate? We have a little bit of background noise from somebody that's maybe opening the mail. So if you want to just mute yourself, because I know it's all about multitasking. I do it every day. So that being said, she introduced me to Juice Plus, and within a couple of weeks, I felt a good shift in my energy. I had more energy. I lost some baby weight. I started to learn about the research and the science behind Juice Plus, and I will tell you guys, I had suffered from an autoimmune disorder as a teenager. Here I was 31 years old now, and no one had ever talked to me about plant-based diets. Nobody had talked to me about how the very food we eat makes or breaks our immune systems. I didn't know that. And so when I started to get this information, I really grabbed onto it, and I started to share Juice Plus with people. But also over the next year and a half, I saw my own health dramatically transform. The inflammation in my joints was gone. I started running for the first time. I felt great. I didn't struggle with my weight anymore. I didn't struggle with adult acne anymore. You guys, I used to have cystic acne along my jawline, and cystic acne is not like a little pimple that you pop. You know, and you put a little something on it. It's under the skin, and it's hard, and it doesn't go away for weeks, and it hurts, and it makes you feel very self-conscious. And a lot of that, I really believe, was related to my body trying to detoxify a lot of junk and not having the tools it needed to do it. And so I believe that Juice Plus and the ways that Juice Plus was teaching me to live healthier were really taking me to the next level. So that being said, here I am, brand new mom, right, 12 years ago, and where we are today, I want to introduce Sara Kolb. She's an occupational therapist at Children's Hospital. She is an absolute pro in what she does. She's amazing. She's been a godsend to our family. She's got a ton of education behind her. But that being said, with the education, Sara really brings her heart and soul to working with the kids that she works with. And in a day and age where things like autism, ADHD, ADD, sensory integration disorders, all of these things that you guys are hearing about are rampant. Okay, they are a large percentage of every classroom in America. Sara's working with these kids one-on-one all day, every day, so she has a really unique perspective. And Sara, what do you want to add to that?
Yeah, so I have lived here in Denver for about 4 years, working at Children's Hospital, and a couple of side gigs as well. Like Ellen said, I work with kids with autism, sensory issues, ADHD, ADD, a lot of picky eaters as well, which I think kind of is one of those consistent symptoms that these kids have for whatever reason it is. what I have found with the families that I've worked with, common challenges are time. Like, I mean, I don't have enough time in my day, and I'm single. But like energy from parents getting through their day from morning to evening. And I mean, these kids can run 100 miles an hour, and I don't know how they do it. So bless your heart as a single parent, Ellen, with kids with special needs. And I only spend an hour, so I don't see the whole day how the energy can last for 12, 14 hours, how many ever hours it is. A lot of these kids have behaviors too, for whatever reason. I have begun to wonder if, you know, we start these, like, kind of an experiment, but if we start these kids on Juice Plus, like, what would their behaviors look like? You know, if we give them the proper nutrition, would the behaviors decrease? It's just a hypothetical thought in my mind, because I know for myself, if I eat chocolate all day long or whatever, by the end of the day, I'm feeling kind of ragged. So if they are eating their picky diets, I wonder, you know, if part of that could be contributing to those behaviors. And sometimes I do hear parents trying to decrease the gluten, decrease the red dyes, decrease all those other additives to our food, and they do see a behavior change, which is quite amazing when that can happen.
So Sara, I think you bring up a really good point. You know, trying as parents of these kids, you're trying to help your kids do their best with the challenges they face, and certainly the challenges that we as the parents face. What challenges are these families typically facing in really getting optimal nutrition? I know what I've seen anecdotally, but for you as a therapist, what have you seen?
I mean, in regards to the nutrition standpoint, I mean, parents are strapped on time, on energy. And so, I mean, some parents, you got to pick your battles. I understand as a parent. I totally get it. And I totally respect that. So if a child wants a quesadilla every night, cheese and the tortilla, I mean, if you're tired, you're going to give the child cheese and quesadilla. But what nutritional ingredients are lacking in that? And a lot of these kids, those fruits and vegetables are the foods that they're not so sure about, that, you know, provide us a lot of our necessary nutrients in our day. I mean, the other thing I was thinking about as I was thinking about what I was like, how to prepare, I think those healthy foods too can be more expensive. And I think some of these families providing the resources for the therapies or behavioral support or doctor's visits, I mean, there may not be a whole lot of money left over, so thus come the processed foods, which I can understand.
Okay. No, and I think that that's really, you know, you touched on this, that parents have to pick their battles. And I know that I've been through this a lot. And you only have so many resources. You only have so many hours in the day. And one of the things that I want people to leave this call really understanding is that nutrition is foundational to everything. It does play a role. And so what I've seen, and I know, Sara, you had great verbiage. You said some of these kids, they don't know about these fruits and vegetables. And so when you're talking about things like sensory processing disorder, autism, attention deficit, these kids are hypersensitive to what's in their environment. Okay. So, imagine maybe you don't like crowds. Maybe you don't like going to the mall when it's Christmas time. So imagine that about times 10. That's how these kids are living in this world all the time. And so you're trying to put broccoli in their face or kiwi, and they're going, I don't know about that. And then on the other side of it, you've got a stressed out parent who's trying to survive, and they go, okay, fine, here's your quesadilla, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think, and that's where we're going to get into a conversation about not just Juice Plus, but about what our healthy living community really advocates for. And that is for making one simple change at a time, taking these things in small steps. So I want to talk a little bit for just a second, and then I'm going to come back to more of Sara's story because it's so awesome. I want to talk about the research on Juice Plus early on. So before my son was diagnosed, before I was pregnant with the second one, I was learning about the Juice Plus research, okay? Back at the time, there were 18 published clinical studies that were done on Juice Plus. To this date, there's 35 or more. 18 of those studies show bioavailability. That means they can actually measure Juice Plus in your bloodstream after you've taken it. So from an efficacy standpoint, that's a win, especially for families like ours. If you're going to spend your money, you want to know that it's going somewhere effective, right? Okay. So we know that about Juice Plus. We also know that it supports the immune system. To date, there is a lot we don't know about autism, especially in regards to the immune system and all of these other disorders that are going on. But we know that the human body is it's a holistic person. It's all interconnected. We know the brain needs food, just like cells need food, just like bones need food to grow. We know that the brain needs food. So understanding, and I won't go super in depth tonight, but understanding what I know about Juice Plus, that it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule or in a chewable form. It goes directly into your bloodstream. From your bloodstream, it is delivered on a cellular basis to places in the body that need it the most. We know it does things like improve cardiovascular markers, reduce inflammation. I happen to think with any of these issues we're discussing tonight that there's inflammation in the body. We may not know for 20 or 30 more years in medical science what is at the root of all this, but I think that we can help our kids by reducing inflammation, helping them physically feel better. I mean, Sara made a great point. How does she feel when she eats chocolate all day? I've done it when I have PMS. Oh my gosh, by 5 o'clock, I'm a maniac, right? And I've been eating salads and salmon and eggs and, noshing on carrots and celery. I feel pretty good. I go for a run. I'm like extra smiley at the neighbors. It's that kind of thing, you guys. Our kids are exactly the same way. So these kids who are that much more vulnerable to their environment need all they can do in terms of optimal nutrition. So I feel really strongly about introducing Juice Plus to any family with a child on any one of these spectrums because they can benefit from helping the child's immune system be stronger, helping that child physically feel better, improving digestion, things like that. Most kids on the autism spectrum have digestion issues as well. And so there's a lot of things, again, that medical science hasn't quite nailed down about what's going on there. But this is kind of a cool part of all this is we've been working with Sara for the last couple of years, and she's been working with my boys on all of their regulation goodies. We'll just say it that way. And I mean, this journey is so amazing and such a blessing. But about a year and a half ago, Sara canceled 2 appointments in a row because she was ill. And I remember I just thought, gosh, I feel, they called me and they said she's canceling, she's out sick, and I felt concerned for her. And we went into that following appointment, and I think it was the first week of December. And I looked at Sara, and she always laughs at me when I say this, but she looks like death warmed over. And I was really concerned about her. And I said, what is going on with you? And she said, Ellen, I have been so sick. And I had a mom moment. I pulled Juice Plus capsules out of my purse, shoved them in her hand. And I said, go take these right now and then call me tonight and I'll tell you what's in them. I said, but it's just fruits and vegetables, okay? It can't hurt you. It can only help. And Sara is just a really kind, approachable, teachable person. And she said, okay. And so she took some Juice Plus and she did a session with my kids. So you want to take it from there and tell us what happened next?
Yeah. Basically I was sick for 6 months. And at that point I had started essential oils. I was on multiple antibiotics, steroids, like nothing was helping. So I was like open to anything to help me. Long story short, I did end up with a sinus infection.
About that stuff I bought you.
I
Mm-hmm.
felt that this past winter, the that we just finished, was going to be the true test, because I have heard from other people who have taken Juice Plus that they no longer have sinus infections. I'm like, all right, if that doesn't happen to me, I'm going to question this Juice Plus. But guess what? It worked. There was no sinus infections this year, which was absolutely amazing because I usually don't get sick, but I was almost guaranteed a sinus infection in the winter, which absolutely amazing that there was none this year. Yeah, and I mean, as far as joining Ellen's team too, I now had some debt that I wanted to pay off. Now I have accrued medical debt for like 6 months, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have any more hours in my day to help any more families. So I was like, Ellen, how can I get started on the Juice Plus team? So that's kind of how that all transpired as well, which has been phenomenal because knowing what Juice Plus has done for me and my health, when I thought that I typically was a relatively healthy eater, realizing that although I try to strive for those 9 to 13 fruits and vegetables that we're supposed to get in a day, I am far from that. So the Juice Plus in my life has helped start my day off right, knowing that I have 30-some varieties of fruits and vegetables in my day to get started, so bridging the gap between what I do eat and what I should eat, which has helped me stay healthy so that I can help other families too with the struggles that they're going through.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, that was something Sara and I talked about when we partnered up, is that really getting the word out to these families. And I have seen this, I'm thinking, you know, my son's in 6th grade, and I remember going into the ECE classroom and I saw our special education children eating the worst foods. They're not foods, they're fake foods, the processed junk, because there's so many other things that are going on in terms of intervention that it's overlooked. And you guys, we know in America, nutrition has been sorely overlooked for decades. And now that we're starting to turn the tide, you know, now that we are starting to really look at childhood obesity and turning around cardiovascular disease and diabetes and these kinds of things, and we've got healthier cities and we've got healthier states, and we're starting to see that turnaround, I feel so strongly, these are the most vulnerable kids in our population. This is the easiest place to overlook it. And I think that, and I don't want to step on Sara's toes with where she's going to end here, but I think that Juice Plus is such a natural fit for these families. As a parent, the stress level is heightened. That I mean, I've read articles about, you know, families that deal with profound special needs in their kids, profound autism. The stress level for those parents is like that of combat soldiers in wars. And so we need to help those parents be healthier. We need to help these kids be healthier. And we have such a gift with Juice Plus doing that. And I know Sara wants to talk about the Children's Health Study and the role that that plays.
So yeah, Juice Plus has been amazing in the sense that they have been conducting the world's largest research study. And so what that entails is with the purchase of an adult product, you can get your child's product for free for kids 4 years and older for up to 4 years. I have also learned that this also goes for any college students with a valid email address as well. So how stressful those college years can be too, by providing them also with this foundational nutrition can help decrease any sort of sicknesses that they get from that stress. One of the biggest findings with this Children's Health Study is that 66% of the kids on this study have had less doctor's visits. And then I've also heard from, I mean, Ellen being your kids as one example, is that when these kids get these fruits and vegetables in their bodies, they begin to ask for the fruits and vegetables, which is pretty darn incredible, being that these gummies are kind of like fruit snacks. Why not give them that nutrition each day?
That is so great that you brought that up. And I think you touched on one other thing, and I want to end here in a minute, but there's a lot more appointments. That's you guys, that's the number one reason that Juice Plus is what I've chosen as a business, as a career, because I want to be there for my boys. They're 9 and 12, and I need something that's flexible. And I knew that was going to be really hard to find in corporate America. There's just additional therapies. There's additional meetings at the school. Last Thursday, for example, I got to spend the day observing my son's classroom, and without that day to just be there for 6 hours, I wouldn't have gathered the information that I gathered to make really clear steps moving forward. So that being said, Juice Plus is, has helped my kids be healthier from the standpoint that we're also not going to the pediatrician because they catch every bug that goes around the school. They've really, in the last 3 years, they've just been to well check appointments. I think we've been in for a couple of strep tests. I can't think of another time that we've been in. Stitches, somebody got stitches, boys, of course. Yay. So we're not dealing with bronchial infections. We're not dealing with, they haven't even had pink eye. Those kinds of things. And I just know it's their immune system is strong. They had a couple sick days this winter, but they both came home for a day and a half. And I kept them home for 24 hours after their fever, and then they were fine to go back to school. So I feel like that piece is working so well. And when you're looking at the whole puzzle, when you're dealing with these issues, you kind of just... you kind of start to piece it together. How can, and you're looking at different, Juice Plus just gives us okay, foundational, good physical health. Okay, now let's work on the other stuff. Is there anything you want to add to that, Sara?
No, I think, I feel like that encapsulates it all.
So, that being said, talk to the person that invited you to listen to this just to get some more information and to learn just a little bit more how Juice Plus works. We are more than just a product. We like to think we're an experience for people. We invite you into our healthy living communities. There's groups to connect to on Facebook. There's events where you can go listen to world-class physicians, athletes, and you can learn more, things like that. And we really love engaging with you on that level because all of us love learning and growing about healthy living. So, if you're excited about Juice Plus, you want that information, have the person who invited you just share the basics with you, what it, how it works to get started, how they shipped your fresh Juice Plus to you directly to your front door. If you have more questions, we are an organization that is really, really flush with resources. We have a lot of good things to share with you. So ask for more resources. We're excited to provide those for you. Number 3, if you are, maybe you're already on Juice Plus and now you're thinking of, oh my gosh, some other moms in my mom's group, or you're thinking about your neighbor, or you're thinking about our cousin, join our mission. I'm not shy about inviting people. That's why Sarah's here, because I knew that there was families she could touch that I couldn't touch. And we just want to help people live healthier lives. We're not a company that requires quotas or anything of you. You can go out and share Juice Plus as much as you want to, or as little as you want to. We just really care about impacting people's lives in a positive way with education and with inspiration. So again, thank you for your time tonight. I know it's Monday night and there's a lot of things that are vying for your attention. Thanks to the really great people in our Juice Plus community who joined us tonight, brought people here. We are so thankful for you guys. We are fighting the good fight and we are just getting started. And thank you especially to Sara Kolb for sharing from her heart, sharing her amazing story and expertise tonight.
Thanks, Ellen.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.